Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice, Simple Steps for Showing Up. My name is Brad Draper, and I've got Miss Heather Furness with us on The One Question. Heather doesn't really know about this episode, so it's going to be kind of fun.
Yes, I do not.
And so for those that have never tuned into The One Question, I ask you primarily one question, something that I feel that you have a large capacity and a large knowledge base for the listeners and how that can improve their lives.
Great.
So a little bit about Heather. Heather and I have been in the same coaching group for like 2 years.
Yeah, forever.
We never said anything to each other until last September.
Yeah.
So it's always, I see you, you see me, what's up, it's kind of like those people at the gym. You know them pretty well.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good.
I've had headphones in. I've never said a word to you, but I know a lot about you. I know that you're a slacker or not slacker. I know you push really hard. I know you're a go-getter. I know you sit on your phone, whatever it might be. I don't even know your name. I've never said a word to you, but I know a lot about you. That's kind of how we were. And then we finally said, hey, what's up? What's your name? I see you all the time.
Right.
Like 8 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever it is.
And now we're besties. Instant besties from the moment we said hi.
And so, yeah, she became my sister.
Yes.
And away is history. So the question that I wanted to kind of bring up, clearly, if you go look at her social, which she'll share later, she's big into fitness. How has fitness played a role in your life? That's a big one. That's a loaded question.
Yeah, that's a loaded question that we could talk for probably days.
Yeah.
For days. Well, fitness is huge because I'm just trying to keep up with you on our bikes.
We do mountain bike together.
I got to go push it in the gym every day just to keep up with you.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
right?
So we do go mountain biking. We have this inside joke that I wear.
Spandex.
I wear spandex.
No, he shows up like head to toe, full body spandex, all the way over your shoes.
It's the best. It makes me go really fast.
That's right.
It makes me go fast. It's called Lycra.
Oh, Lycra.
It's called Lycra.
Oh, of course. Lycra.
I even have Lycra on right now. Look at this. It's
oh, you do? Oh, yeah.
I've got
pink.
Lycra on.
Very nice.
Hot pink Lycra.
Look at you go.
Yeah, we do mountain bike together. Anyways.
Yeah. So that is a loaded question. But I'd say there are definitely 3 main areas where it's helped me the most profound in my life. And they're pretty standard. It's helped me mentally, physically, clearly, and financially. I do believe that fitness is the foundation for life, for overall success in life. And that's rooted in the discipline that it takes to achieve certain goals, right? Especially with your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, we can delve more, right, into each of them.
Yeah.
So I think mentally, how fitness helps mentally, clearly it changes a person's neurology, right? And it helps, studies show it helps with anxiety, it helps with depression, it helps you get better sleep, right? I would say fitness actually at one point saved my life. If we want to like go deep quick, right?
Right, let's do it.
So yeah,
let's go there.
Yeah, right. So like back in 2016, my life exploded in front of my eyes and I was in a very, very dark space. And truly it's because I had friends that I had to meet at the gym every single morning. That was the reason I got out of bed at that point in my life. Because I didn't want to let them down. And so me showing up at the gym every single day during that dark time and those small wins of showing up for myself, right? And then those small tweaks that does to your neurology to help like with pain and depression and sadness, that literally saved my life during those dark moments in time.
That's awesome.
So
it's amazing how that's other people played a role in that.
1,000%. Yeah. So, I mean, I have a much deeper spot in my heart when it comes to the gym and fitness and what that can actually do to pull someone out of darkness. it's factual what it does to us
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah.
So
And you've got kids.
I do have kids.
You got kiddos.
Yep, I've got 3 kiddos.
So watching the body go from pre-kids to creating life
Oh, sure.
3 times,
Yep.
and then post and
Yep.
transforming your body into something new,
Yep.
something that it wasn't there before. You had mentioned and insinuated, presumed a little bit, that this is something you can't buy,
No.
right?
No.
This thing that takes time.
Right.
You mentioned it takes discipline. It takes grit and fortitude, and it takes a plan.
Mm-hmm.
How has that really molded and guided your life to 2016
Sure.
to saving you to today, 2024? 8 years.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And I've been in this space, and I've been an online coach for years. I've helped almost 100 females transform their bodies. So yeah, I'm no stranger to this space at all, right? And when it came to transforming my own body, right, as a mother, I think a lot of times when we have children, we lose ourselves to our children.
Absolutely.
There are so many females that put themselves and their bodies and their lives on the back burner for their children. And I do not support that one bit, not one bit. We have to show up for ourselves every single day in order to become the best we can be for the people we love.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
You have this transforming, this becoming, like you just mentioned.
Absolutely.
You have these kids that are watching you.
Absolutely.
How has your fitness, your dedication, your growth affected your relationship with your kids?
Well, we
Or
lead
them
by
neurologically?
example, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what we do. Our kids are watching us. Like, they are absolutely watching us every single second. And we all know that, right? So just leading by example, I don't know, my family's extremely active. My kids naturally are getting to the age where they're asking to go to the gym with me. My daughter wants to go work out with me every day. She like begs me. They beg me, right? And so that leading by example, and they see me, right, being healthy. And I know that they see other moms, right, when they're at their friends' homes.
Right.
And they are slowly wanting to become a part of this lifestyle with me. And their father is extremely fit and active as well. So I think as parents, we need to lead by example for our kids, right? From a health perspective alone.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's amazing how much it changes. You've mentioned neurology
Yeah.
and mindset.
Right.
When you show up to places, because I mean, so Heather and I, we go to a lot of networking things.
We do.
We see each other often. Whether that's good for her or bad for her, I don't even know. But she sees me often. And showing up as your best self.
Right.
When you walk in, you know when you've held to your discipline. You know when you've held to your standard. And you know when you haven't.
1,000%.
What does that do for your state?
Well, it's a level of confidence, right? And so that also trickles into, I say it's helped me mentally, physically, and financially. Okay, this pairs with the financial aspect, right? Because of that level of discipline that it takes. And the confidence that you start exuding when you feel confident in your body. When you show up as a female feeling confident, right? There's a certain, what do we want to call it?
I don't know.
Glow, right? That you exude when you enter a room. And that's something that I want overall in my life. I want to be able to hold a certain energy when I go into the world. And that energy is founded on feeling confident in yourself.
Right.
Right?
You create an anomaly, right?
Right.
So when somebody enters a room, you see them and notice them for an anomaly. Whether it be what they're wearing, people will be really loud, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
To be an anomaly. You can be very, very out of shape to be an anomaly. And you could be very, very in shape to be an anomaly.
Right.
Right. You can't buy either of the latter two.
No.
But when somebody walks in, it's one of those like, oh my goodness.
Right.
Wow. And then you got the, oh my goodness, wow. But they're two very different aspects. You can command attention and
Right.
command a room just by the way you walk. And you are walking with confidence, like you mentioned.
Absolutely.
And you have said that changes your financial state.
Absolutely.
What has that done?
Well, first off, I want to back up because we all know that we are all judged within the first 2 seconds of someone laying their eyes on us. That's just how it is, right?
Yep.
So it's a matter of how are we wanting to be judged, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to finances, so I started a company, an athletic clothing line, and it failed. It failed. It was a forced failure.
It was a learning.
Yeah. It was a great learning opportunity, right? And so that could have set me back mentally, like, oh, I failed once. I don't want to do it again, right? But I did start another company, and now it's going extremely well. Okay, it's the same thing, right? You have to have grit being an entrepreneur, and every single day you focus on the small wins. Every single day you push and you push and you push, and you don't ever give up, right? It's the same thing with fitness. You're showing up every single day. You're never giving up no matter what, and you're celebrating those small wins. So it trickles into everything in life, right? How you're showing up as a mom, how you're showing up as a friend, how you're showing up for yourself, how are you showing up in your business, right? You don't ever quit. It's grit. And it's right when you think that you can't push or do those last 2 sets where you actually see the results and gains from all your hard work. Same with my business.
Right.
Do you know how many days I've wanted to like quit and cry and crawl in bed because it's so hard? You're like, it's not working. You're like, it's not working. I can't go a second farther, right? And then you do. You do. And that's where the rewards come.
I love that. And it's the one step at a time.
Right.
It's the brushing your teeth analogy. You brush your teeth once, you're not going to get white teeth. It's just not going to happen. You
No,
go to the
that's not
gym
gonna
once,
happen.
it's not going to happen. You eat 1 carrot, it's not going to happen. You show up to the office
Right.
one day, it's not
No.
going to happen.
Right.
This is long-term vision
Right.
with really big, very specific goals.
Absolutely.
So I had the chance, I've had this opportunity several times, I'm sure you have too, where I leave a gym space for a duration of time, like months to years,
Oh.
and then go back to that gym. You ever had this?
Okay.
So like I've gone to like the Bountiful Vasa, grew up there,
Okay. Yeah.
left for years and then came back.
Yeah.
We recently moved back into this house.
Right.
And so I left my home gym for 14 months and then came back. Most people look exactly the same.
Absolutely.
Most of them.
Yep.
A couple people, I'm like, you are literally half the person you were. That's awesome. Because
Yeah.
they're on a weight loss journey.
Right.
And then some, I'm like, you are jacked. You are massive. It stands out the people that had very poignant, very specific goals
Absolutely.
and they got after it versus the people that just kind of showed up
Yeah, absolutely.
and just whatever with a fruitless, aimless effort.
Absolutely.
And that shows up across business.
Yep.
That shows up across your energy. That shows up across
Yep.
your familial, your relationships, all
Yep.
the things.
Yep.
And then switching gears a little bit, you have a female, in the fitness space, which is predominantly masculine driven.
Right.
In Utah, it's actually probably 50-50.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more females in
But
this space.
outside of Utah, it's predominantly female or
Sure.
male driven.
Sure.
And just that space. And then also an entrepreneur. Utah, it's actually pretty 50-50.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Utah, it's actually a lot of masculine driven.
Mhm.
So how is this showing up in this fitness space, being a female, being a mom,
Yeah.
a lot of weight on your shoulders affected how you move forward? Right?
That's quite the question.
That's a wild one.
I was like,
That's a
I
wild
think
one.
you're going to need to repeat that, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, repeat
Just
it
being
one more
a
time.
female
Exactly.
in this whole space.
In the fitness space.
Fitness space, entrepreneurship space, but
Sure.
we'll go with this fitness space. There's a lot of pressure on women. A lot.
Yeah.
I see it
To
a
look
ton.
and
To
be a
look
certain
a
way. Sure.
specific way.
Yeah, for sure.
And that if you're not that way, I know a lot of women like, oh man, if I don't look this way, then I get treated differently.
Sure.
I get that quite a bit and especially in the gym space.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely true. Right?
How so?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's true. Females get treated differently. I think, of course, depending on appearance.
Yeah.
Right? But this is why I preach and preach and preach. Like, we don't do average, right? We don't live average. We need to be like and strive every single day to become our best, like most highest self, however that looks. Because yeah, there are times and there have been years where I've remained looking the same in the gym, right? And it's not until we have very specific goals and we actually execute to reach those goals. So most people, you walk in the gym, they're just there, which kudos to them. I rather go in and see people at the gym actually working than not being at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. Like, let's all get to the gym and all be healthy, right? Is a nice foundation. But are you the gym goer that lives life average? Or are you the gym goer that actually shoots for excellence?
Right.
Which are you? So you walked back and you saw the ones that shot for excellence,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the ones that chose to remain steady. In my world, that's called average.
Yeah.
Right? We don't live average.
No.
We don't. Like, I don't even think that's in our vocabulary to be average, right? That's a scarcity mindset and that's a scarcity way of thinking.
Yeah.
So in everything I do as a mother, as an entrepreneur, in my fitness, I strive for excellence. And so that has completely changed my life. I also remain in a tight circle with people who also shoot for excellence, right? And that's extremely important, right? Like the friends I train with at the gym are also striving to change their body composition and the way they look.
Yep.
Right? Because if you're shooting for that in the gym, when you get out of the gym, your home's going to look nicer, your cars are going to be cleaner, you're going to be a better mom, right? You're going to make more money.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
It's just always pushing to be better.
Absolutely. And so I got divorced, a year and a half ago, and yeah, that year after was rough. I mean, a huge learning curve for me. Obviously emotionally and mentally and financially and in every single way in my life. I started over, essentially. And so I gained weight. I gained like 20 pounds or something during that time, just like stress and depression.
That's a move.
Yeah. And I thankfully like evenly distribute my weight. You know what I mean? So like it was easier to hide. But yeah, so like we all go through these things in life, right? That throw us off or we have to rebuild ourselves. Anyone who's been divorced knows this feeling. It's a lot. And so, yeah, I gained a good amount of weight. And so once I was able to work through emotions and like all of the new situations I had to go through, I honed in and I lost 27 pounds that fast. And I just used all of that learnings to bump up and upgrade myself and like upgrade my level of excellence, right? And that has completely trickled and benefited every area of my life.
It's interesting that you say you basically derailed to build a new rail to a better place.
Absolutely.
How often do we not want to do that?
I don't think we want to do that, but lots of times we're forced to do that.
Right? And
right.
That's God, universe, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Is really just pushing you in a specific direction.
Absolutely.
And you're not doing it. Therefore, a derailing happens.
Oh, yeah.
The track just blows right on up.
I've had, let's see, 3 massive blow-ups in my life. Well, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Where you completely start over.
Yeah.
From rock bottom.
And
but those are gifts. Those are blessings.
That's the best thing that could happen.
1,000%.
And it makes you who you are. I say often,
yep.
Where you focus, you find.
Yep.
And your thoughts precede your actions, your actions precede your opportunities.
Mm.
And how this moves you forward. And basically what you just said, they are blessings. And we
Absolutely.
avoid them like the plague. But the
Yep.
faster you get through it, you get to the other side. And the
Absolutely.
strongest steel is forged in the hottest fires.
Absolutely.
It's so cool to watch how you've come through this the last couple of years
Yep.
and just transformed and blossomed into this phoenix that is just still rising and will
Yes.
continue to rise.
I know. It's so exciting.
Because I'd say if you rose, then that means you hit a ceiling, but you didn't.
No,
You
we
just
never will.
keep on going.
Yeah, we never will.
And how cool that is.
Yeah, right?
So what could you leave? One nugget, one thing, the first thing that comes to mind, because that's naturally the thing that somebody needs to hear the most. The first thing that comes to mind, what could you share with the listeners that could best bless them the most by way of fitness in your life? The first thing.
I think he can chop this because I'm thinking about it for so long.
No,
Because
we're
there's
on
a
it
lot
straight.
of things that I want to say, right?
We're on it straight. What's the
Um,
first thing? And that's heavy because we get
Yeah.
scared for the first thing that comes in.
Yeah, no, I just think just start accepting you for where you currently are. Be honest with yourself and accept yourself for where you currently are in life, and live authentic and true to that, and know that you are worthy to have the life that you want. You are worthy to have the body that you want, right? To have the love that you want, to have the finances that you want. You're worthy of all of it. So give it to yourself. And I swear on my life, that starts with waking up. And the first thing you do every single day is work out. I don't care if you're pregnant. I don't care if you have 2 babies. I don't care if you have toddlers or teenagers. You can take all of them to the gym with you every single day like I did. And that literally, those wins and that discipline that you will acquire will slowly start changing and transforming your life. But step foot in that gym every single morning, no matter what. And I did say morning. I didn't say afternoon or night.
Fact.
I did say the morning.
For a reason.
Yes. And you can make it happen because I did. I'm living proof of it.
Perfect.
In any stage that you're in.
I love that answer. And I abide by that, and I wholly agree.
Yes.
But to wrap things off, where can they find you?
Yeah, we can tag me below. My Instagram handle's just Heather Furness _ I have a YouTube channel. It's called It's at Beauty Binge. Then I've got my company, Bella Marque Cosmetics. You can find me there. We can drop all the links below.
Yep, we'll put them in the show notes. But until next week, like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. We love you guys.
Bye.